All right, it's Thursday. That means we have a vet here to answer your pet questions. We still have a few lines open. The number to call is 918-460-KJRH. And today it's Dr. Joe Landers here to answer your questions. And he's brought along this little girl, Piper, this morning. She is a cutie, isn't she?
She is really a cutie. This is, she's a Schnauzer cross. She's got a full tail there. And I think she's one of my favorite crosses. We used to call them Schnoodles. They're Schnauzer and Poodle, and she kind of reminds me of that. I don't know if that's going to be all the way true or not, but she's going to be a small dog. She's about 12 weeks old. Very nice little girl. She's actually over at Arrow Springs Animal Hospital, which
Arrow
is
Springs. Okay.
Yep,
What's the number there?
918-455-7107. But what strikes me about her is she's pretty darn calm.
Yeah, she seems very calm and very sweet.
This is her, and we didn't cut her today, so she's kind of fuzzy. But you know, you never know whether to cut him like a Schnauzer or let him grow out a little bit. But
I think the haircut works for her, Dr. Joe.
Well, I think she will have to have a haircut. So there'll be some grooming involved if anybody adopts her, but probably so. Anyway, but she's a good little dog. So
seems like it. Well, let's get to the phones here. First up, we have Mary Lou in Tulsa. Good morning, Mary Lou.
Good morning.
What's your question?
My question is it safe to feed dogs and cats milk? I heard that they get kidney stones.
Well, you know, usually that's not a big cause of kidney stones in dogs and cats. It can certainly be in people because calcium, people get a lot more calcium stones than dogs do. But usually, most of the time, they don't need it anymore. Sometimes they can be lactose intolerant. That's never good because then that can cause some diarrhea or whatever. Cats really are carnivores. They don't need the sugar as much, but everybody likes the sweetness of milk. So, you know, sometimes people tell me, oh, I put down my cereal bowl after I'm done. And, you know, if they want a few licks, I think that's fine. But for the most part, we don't because usually they need dog food and cats need cat food and they need water. So,
all right.
Absolutely.
Let's go to Steve now in Tulsa. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. I have a 11-year-old German Shepherd male. I don't know if it matters or not. He's got hip dysplasia, but he's housebroken, and I've never had problems with him having a bowel movement in the house before, and recently he's been doing that. And,
one of the things with hip dysplasia and with German Shepherds and some other breeds too is not only do they have arthritis in their hips, but sometimes their lower back. And if that starts to impinge upon some of the nerves that run that area of basically the rectal area holding in the bowel movements, that can be a problem. A lot of times I'll tell people they can try actually some stuff called Imodium AD, and you try that a little bit, and sometimes that helps hold it in there till he can get outside. You might talk to your veterinarian a little bit, though. They can do some testing back there and kind of tell you how that's going, because if it is what they call fecal incontinence, it's the same like urine where it accidentally kind of comes out. Then there's just some things you can do and ways to actually kind of help that a little bit, because at 11, he's getting a little bit older, and that's something that, you know, you're going to have to start dealing with some geriatric issues. So.
All right, so there could be a few different causes.
Oh, yeah, there are a few different causes. Some of it can be housebreaking's another deal. At 11, you hope he still kind of remembers it, but sometimes if they're being a little, you know, they're forgetful or senile and having senile moments. But that's something for him to kind of talk, because a lot of times the history has a lot to do with that. If they're walking along and it comes out, it's generally an incontinence problem.
Okay. Tell us one more time where to find Piper.
I'm sorry, over at Arrow Springs, which is 918, gotta say 918 now, 455-7107, or animalaid.org on the net. But
all right.
Great little puppy.
She seems like it. Really well, Dr. Landers is here every Thursday to answer your pet questions.